Hello, everybody. A little late today getting on. Actually, about 20 minutes late getting on. Apologize. Have a 4-year-old, as you already know, and it's very unpredictable. But kids will be kids, and we got to continue making some music. So, let's do that. Make sure I got all that up tight, good, right, ready. Good, right, ready. Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. I want to add a, because I don't know if, well, yeah, Twitch there, so. Oh, put my headphones on. I apologize, so y'all gonna get the backlash from the thing here. Hold on. All right. All right. Bring it in over here. I don't like that. And go down to, let's go down to the bass. Hey, baby. 116.5. What? Oh, one. I want to play that over. Might have to. We'll see. Merge these together here. And basically, just gonna come up with a concept very quickly. On the last video, we came up with a concept very quickly. It's out on YouTube. I mean, it's out on YouTube. It's on TikTok for Duet, as well as the live is on YouTube and Twitch as well. If you want to go back and check it, and we built that beat off of one chord progression, made it a really slow, smooth beat. I added Donny Hathaway vocals later on. Listening to samples, I heard it. I was like, oh man, I think it'd go good on there. So I just added it to it. But for this here, of course, this is a different style beat, more of a boom, more of a trappy feel to it when we get done with it. So, and we see what we come up with. So let's get it. Oops, wrong one. So basically, I go in here and just try to find a sound that I like. This is, as y'all can see, probably on every live episode I have done, has been, you see me using this plugin. I love this plugin. Um, Professional sounding sounds, but this is not a plugin review. But it's dope, man. It's dope. It's probably my second fave, my third favorite. My number one, of course, being Omnisphere, just because of the sound design. I will have to say my second most used is Contact, and then the Chord, Triton, and last but not least, Impact. I like to use Impact. So Impact is pretty cool because, and for those who don't know what Impact is, that's this right here. That's where I have my drum samples. So if I go down to Impact, you see my pads light up, and I color code my kick. Like these two are my kicks. These yellow is my snare. These are my claps. These are my hi-hats, percussive. This is the 808, and the reason I have this one in blue is because it has a instrument start to it, kind of a weird sound. All these are vocal and perk sounds that I have, and that's just how I lay out my pad. Everybody lays it out different. you know, because sometimes you will get a sample pack and the kick be here and the snare be like here. And so, because some people they lean forward when they play. So it just depends on who made the template, different things of that nature. Y'all gonna hear me say that a lot. Things of that nature. I don't even know what that nature is, but things of that nature. I got coffee in one hand, Fiji water in the other. All right, let's change it up and let's put an instrument. I do like that though. But if I have to revisit that, I will, but I want something else right now. These are my absolute favorite. I actually got this from Sweet Scale. Go check him out, you know what I mean? This was actually like, he suggested these good sounds. And they on point, you know what I'm saying? Like, I use them. He definitely knew what he was talking about as far as good sounding, quality sounds in these plugins, so. This gotta be by far one of my favorite, by far, one of my favorite sounds by far. Like, I say behind the flute. I love the flute. I think the flute make everything sound better. If you got like a beat that ain't kicking how you want it to kick, throw a flute on it. It'll just make it like so much better. I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Yeah, I like this one too. Kind of give it a soldier feel. I kind of like that because I named this beat. A lot of times I don't be knowing what to name the beat. Like, a lot of times I ask my wife when I finish the beat, like, hey, what you think I should name this beat? But I try to pre-name them now, so it's like coming through, like busting through. That's what I named this one. And this one fit. It fit the energy that I wanted to portray. Yeah, that's it right there. Now let's duplicate this. Let's bring in another trillion. I'm all about layers, right? And you always want to do that. Put this over here. don't want all my layers to like be on the same thing, right? So you want to listen to it, kind of like let it talk to you, man. Like let the music talk to you. Like that's how you get the sounds to fit together, right? You got to get a little crazy. You got to talk to this music, you know. And I don't know. I know it sounds crazy, but it worked. Definitely works. All right, so now I take the bass out of it because I want to just hear the melody. All right. So that's it. Why is it that? do some notes. Play around with some note repeats. What's up with it? What's up, Will Morales? And what's up, Jefferson? What's up? What's good with you? And I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Oh, thanks, bro. You know, a lot of times it don't work out when I name a beat first, but this time I just happen to name it, you know, going through, like pushing through like you mad. I get just an energy feel, different feel to it. All right. I want to tickle something right on the top. Right on the top. Let me see. We got the trivia. And I'm going to use that same chord. We're going to wrap it down here. Make sure we keep the gain staging going as we go. And then play around till we find something that actually matches what I'm particularly maybe interested in. Or not. All depends. Alright, I'm going to see the notes, MIDI notes. Okay, I'm going to put like a, we already have, just let me hear it without the bass, without the drums. Now, mind you, this particular one won't be loud. It'll be lowered just to add texture, whatever sound I choose. Hard Knocks. Hey, that's a good one. That's actually a good idea. Hard Knocks. When it comes in like, comes in like, comes in like. All right, I'm gonna go with that one. I got an idea for it, so we'll deal with that. All right, let me see here. One of the things I like to do is, if you notice, I always, when I'm adding something, go up to the piano. And then 9 out of 10 times I don't use the piano unless I'm doing a piano beat or R&B joint or something like that. Normally with fast-paced music, I try to stick to like synth sounds, because sound selection is kind of everything. And then sometimes I blend the two, so like a hybrid trap or something like that. So it kind of just depends on um, when you start drawing the or painting the picture or whatever to get it to sound how you want it to sound, which comes later. Say ooh. Little accents, just little little things in the beat. All right, so that's, you know, it's kind of how I add a little meat, if you will, to the beat. Little instrumental parts that sometime after the mix might be prominent. It depends on how everything sounds once I begin to start mixing. Because I actually have this sitting like here, right? So in the ideal setting, I pause, I take these out for a minute. This would be, that's just called as the intro for now. We take out the bass. And then of course this part will play over. Then once the hook is done, you drop some stuff out, like you drop this out of course. And then when they come back around and the person is rapping, and then I change some stuff up, which y'all see me do a little bit later. Once I duck them kicks, oh man, and bring them kicks right through the mix, so it's not fighting with the 808. Like, as you can tell, it's fighting with the 808. I can hear it, the same frequencies, which is an easy fix, which I do that in the mixing process. All right. Kind of only like this part, kind of in the hook. It kind of cleans up at the verse. That's kind of what I want. Then it's the hook, so it'll play over again. Then we're cleaned up. Then do. And sometimes the transition don't work that smooth when you drop something off, especially a sound like that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you cut it, you'll cut it too soon, and you'll start getting pop sounds and all these different, you know what I mean, frequencies that you have to fix later on in the mixing process. But right after the hook, right after this play 2 times, when it goes right into this section where the hook is going to, where the rapper is going to rap, Like all this is just hook. This is gonna be the loudest part of the song, right? And then it's just gonna drop to the rapper. And that part I don't want to add too much to, because that's something that you want to leave enough room for the artist to be able to spit. I know I've been guilty of that plenty of times. Because, you know, as a producer, a lot of times we get to moving stuff around and reversing this and doing all these bells and whistles, and the artist be looking like, man, I just want a piano to ride all the way through with a bass line. That's it. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what a particular artist is looking for, but I try to leave as much room as possible. So right here, we already building off of me just, you know, off of just playing around on the keyboard, and we came up with the little melody. I wound up splitting the melody, because the way I had the melody at first, it was, I put it this way, it was backwards, the way that I played it. So I cut it and just took 4 bars, just switched the 4 bars, I'll put it that way. And that's the melody that came out of it. And with something like trap, you know, you don't need, I mean, you can use chords, different things of that nature, but I mean, if you got like 3 melody lines going at different intervals or different pitches, that's a layered sound, right? You don't want to add too much to a beat. So this is the intro, what would be the intro, and then it drops. And then, like I said, the rapper comes in. Like that, but I forgot a part. I forgot to unmute my little piano part, which I don't think it's gonna stay piano. I'm definitely gonna change it, because I want it to have a different sound, if I'm making sense. That sound there, I'm definitely, it's going to be a total different sound when I'm done with it. See, something like that, that was about to go too hard. Too much going on in that hook. All right. Because basically that's, I'm looking for something more of it's a beat, what I call a beat element. So it's, you know, you don't want anything like too loud. You want it heard, but not overpowering. Let's see. I'm just gonna kind of stick to my favorites because I don't want to move around, but where's that? Oh, okay. I said it's loud. about that flute, man. It's it's something about the flute. I don't know what it is, Will. It's something about that flute, man. I'm telling you, it never fails. It never fails. A flute, for some reason, it catches the ear in a different way. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, yo. But that's the pan flute. But the flute just sounds good on it. Yeah, man, something about it, man. I had at first I was gonna put like a guitar, but I don't know. I don't want it to hit too hard. I just need a beat element, and that flute just hit it right on the head.
Not to beats go crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, well, a lot of people call it like a bridge or something right before the verse.
Not to beats go crazy.
Let's put this here. Just try something out real quick. Oh man, almost. Almost. Let me see. Let's try it. The bar is there. Let's see here. Put like a and this is what it's all about, just playing around with uh oh, no problem, Will. No problem, man. No problem, man. This, like I said, this is just I love teaching people, man. This is what I love to do. It's my craft. Um Keeps me out of trouble. This one. Let's see. Try to. What did I just do? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm gonna do something faster, a faster hat pattern. Try something else really quickly. Notepad. Recording straight from here sometimes gets so aggravated. So I'm gonna press record and then I'm gonna just play it when it loops back around. Then I'll probably pitch them later on so they have more of a snary um, roll going down. Actually, to make it for the sake of here so y'all can kind of see. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, but I do this every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Um, I stream on TikTok, YouTube. Also, we're working on the Patreon page, but the Patreon page goes way beyond this. It goes, the first video will actually be up sometime this weekend, but it actually goes into more depth of actually mixing and mastering and different things of that nature for people that's interested in that kind of thing. So that's what the Patreon is for. Um, I'll also be selling loop packs, different things of that nature. This is for people that want to be producers, of course, or artists that want to take loops and just put it together and rap on it. You know what I mean? However, it will, but got big plans, man. All right, go down here. One of the questions I get a lot is, do I use loops? As you can see, I try not to, only because I I don't know. I just love to be. I love creating. I guess that's the best way of saying it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do use loops, especially when it comes down to like I want to make so many amount of beats today. Like I want to make 8 beats, right? Um, I may do two that's original, and then I might grab samples or loops, but create them and sound design them to sound the way that I want them to sound. Like you don't want to just grab a loop and throw it into your session and just you know what I'm saying, like you played it or something. But times is changing, man. Used to be a time you couldn't do that at all. You know what I mean? Like it was a big time no um to do that. Yeah, Will, no problem, man. Jump on. Basically, it's a little I don't have my phone because my phone is actually recording my pads here, but um it's a little share button or like a little arrow. If you click that on the bottom, you will see where it says duet. And all you gotta do is click the duet. It'll take you to a split screen. If you have headphones, so you won't get an echo, it'll help. And then you just go from there. It's easy though. Once you do the first one, you're gonna be like, "Oh man, this is easy." I'm looking for something, but I'm gonna let this play right now.
I'm not to beats go crazy.
That's gonna be nice though. That is going to be nice. I just want a particular sound and snare roll. And trust me, when you're using loops, man, like if you're using it for like snare rolls or anything of that nature, you can almost make anything sound the way you want it to sound. This is where we have the compressors, the EQs, the all the plugins that we have within these DAWs. That's why it's very important to learn your DAW. Like it's still things within Studio One that I'm like, man, I didn't know I can do that because I got so used to doing something the old way and they had already updated it a new way and I didn't even know nothing about it. So um, it definitely makes it better. All right, Will. Let's see here. It. That's not it. I'm gonna let this play while I'm looking for this, so y'all won't be too bored.
Untitled beats go crazy.
Do I want to? No. Might want a longer one than that. Oh, it's too loud. Hold on. All right, so maybe if I can try this. Boom there, boom there. All right, so we take this bass, bad out, bad out. Move this out the way for a second. Duplicate this. Then of course this will go right here. So we have a little breakdown in the beat. And I probably will change this, but as far as how I break it down, but we'll see.
Untitled beats go crazy.
And mind you, this part to play twice, but I don't want to talk with my mouth open. I'll talk in a minute. Hey, y'all ever had one of these? Them 100 grands? They on point. If I don't choke myself. Okay. So I'm gonna move all this. I need to move all this back. Right here. And then we move this to right here. And what did I do? Oh, we don't need this one. All right. So let's move all this over. Connect the dots here. Oh, my bad. I was doing this to get the whole hook. That's why it was acting up, because that's not the correct positioning, if you will. If there is a correct positioning. Which I most definitely should have known. Should have known. Oh, yeah, never mind. Let's get all of this. Come on. That's one thing about this stupid mouse that I have. I have to get another mouse. Keep messing up on me. There we go. Then we take this, pretty much everything, duplicate it. Oh, that's why I was getting at. All right, let's see. And the reason I doubled the hook part, of course, is did double time. So in trap music or double time, 16 for the hook, 16 bars. We was able to get, we was able to get that little breakdown right there. Let's see. And then in mixing, well, hold on, let this mix. Now in mixing, that's where the magic happened, right? I think for the people that is producing or trying to make their own beats, I think mixing is always a challenging thing. Um, Trying to get instruments to fit together. It's not always a one fit all. You know what I mean? Like there really is no let me just slap a plug in on it and that solves the issue. It may get you through, but it definitely don't solve all issues. All right. Okay. Anything on here? Okay. Okay. Here. 41 is where it's going to cut off. I mean, 41 is where it's going to cut off as far as TikTok is concerned. Normally on TikTok, I have an 8-bar intro like this, and then an 8-bar hook, and then it drops into the verse. So it just depends. I just remove this whole section, move it over. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know. What y'all think the best way? Like come right into the hook, or I don't know. I'm gonna see something really quick. Let me mute this part out. Let me see here. Hey, that was a good idea, Will, to put that break in there, bro. That's why I like making beats live too, because it's like you get input. You know, people be like, "Oh man," you know what I mean, and you learn from that. You know, don't ever be afraid to keep learning. And then right here, I got like a. Let me see. Let me see. Can I find? Can add a little something. Hey. Oh man. That's a crazy sound right there. All right. So dun 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 dun. Yay. Dun dun. Let's see. And y'all see me keep doing this. I say this on every video, but I'm going to do a tutorial on gain staging, making sure your levels is okay while you're mixing. You don't want to blow your eardrums out or your artist. Your artist be sitting up there with headphones on. You blow their eardrums off, they're gonna be pissed. Let's try that. And then like, don't worry about like if you. What in the world? Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. But hold on one second. Don't worry about. Try to get it to sound as good as possible. I just didn't. I didn't like that particular sound, but. Let's see here. But don't worry about it if you like the sound, but it just don't sound right, if that makes sense. Um, don't worry about it because in mixing you can make it sound however you want it to sound. So don't feel like you hindered. And I don't want to deal with the level of it right now, but that's a good added addition. Of course, I add some reverb, different things to make it blend in, but for now, you get, you know, where I'm trying to go with it.
Untitled beats go crazy.
You know what? I got an idea. Hold on. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but we'll find out right now. That's definitely gonna need some reverb on it, but I think let's try a group pay. See how that sounds. Hey, I think I'm gonna down it like, hey, like kind of come back down with it. Hey, boom, drop right back into the beat or something like that. Hey, boom. Hey.
Hey, buddy. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Only you.
Hey, buddy, wanna be a damn MC? Hey,
Everybody want to be an MC. Alright. And this was all about just trying out different things. Alright. So I'm definitely going to go with this hey. And I deal with it later as far as getting it to sit in the mix to where I want it to sit. But for now, it'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and get these drums out the way. That's what I need to be doing. So, merge these events. And then I'm going to explode the tracks. So everything that I had planned on the pads is now on a separate track so I can see the pattern. I'm thinking I might want to change to something a little different here. Maybe here. Let me see. Just to kind of like change it up a little bit. And you know, you don't want to change it to that is jarring. Like you got somebody flowing on it and then you totally switch it. You don't want to you don't want to do that unless that's what you're going for, like a wow. I think I did one beat like that was just wow. It was like all over the place, but it just depends on how you want to flow with it. You want it to be similar, that it sound like it goes to the same song, but at the same time, you want to change it up a little bit. Crap, wrong one. I do like that snare though. I do like that snare. I'm not gonna lie. All right, but I wanted something a little bit more. And then you go from you go to verse over, then come through and just see how the transition is. Nothing, like I said, nothing too extravagant, nothing too big, but I need to explode these pictures down. I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. This goes up here, this goes here. We do not need this, and we do not need this. All right. So let's start from this part and see where we gonna go. change that A to hey. It's gonna stretch. All right. So now that we're going through the different things, I might as well just show. If you watch, if you're familiar with my lives, you will see, you will understand as far as when I say I go through and I kind of prearrange as I go. And I show you what I mean by that. I take this little tool up here, the mute tool, and I begin to mute out things to give the beat space, right? Something a little different. Let's see. So we, since I changed up the drum pattern as far as I wanted that last verse to really be different with the hi-hat. So if we go to the second part of the hook and play from there, and then we see we leave in enough space, enough variety, if you will, and enough room for the artist to be able to do his or her craft. Now I'm looking for just like transitional pieces. Um, what I like to use is you can use vocals, you can use anything for a transition, and don't take that to heart as far as anything, but basically you just taking it from one part to another. And a lot of times that helps, especially new artists when they kind of feel that build up of when it's about to drop or when it's about to thing. So smooth transitions for me, by this being kind of like a gritty kind of beat, um, what I like to do is to add a crash. I mean, I say this on every episode, yo. Not every keep saying crash symbol. I mean, you can use a crash if you want to. But there's no wrongs or rights when it comes down to what kind of sound that you're looking for. Normally, I take a symbol and I reverse it, right? And in reversing the symbol, it gives it a crescendo, like like a sweeping sound or a riser, if you will. That's the best way to put it. Like something quick but not too aggressive, right? But we can try this one. This one, I kind of like that one. Kind of quick though. Let me see. Yeah, because the way that they have it is quite different. But I'm gonna see how it sounds with the particular beat. Then we just go from there. I don't want to cut off too much, but let me see. We got that going there. I have it on the snare roll, but of course I'm gonna change that. But
I'm not to beats go crazy.
all right, okay, I do like that. So we're gonna bring that down to here. Name it Well, I don't know. I normally call it transition, so I know that that's the transition piece once I go into mixing, because I use a program called Virtual Mixer. It helps when I'm mixing. So um, I actually see. That's why it's important always to name everything, right? Um, so everything will sound. You won't miss anything. Because I've done beats and I've missed like a whole bottom section, like two whole things. I didn't even include it as far as when I was mixing, and you know, different things. What's up with you, man? You all right? Different things of that nature. So we have the transition here, and then we'll deal with that later in mixing. I'll dirty it up because I got something. I want to rough it up, make it gritty. Um, but that'll all be done in the mixing stage.
I'm not to beats go crazy. I'm not to beats go crazy.
Right. But right now, again, we're not looking for um how can I put it? You're looking for loudness, clarity, what you can hear, making sure you can hear everything. Even before you want to fix as many problems as you can hear right now before you actually go into the mixing process. It makes the mixing process faster. It makes it easier if your sounds are already leveled at the right level. Like these are not leveled out yet because I haven't, I just knocked off 12 dB off the top to keep it from um, being too aggressive. But I leave my faders at 0, as you can see. That's because of the program that I use. Um, it adjusts the volume, kind of gives you this is what we think. Most of the time they're not total accurate, so you definitely have to go in there and do some tweaks and mixing yourself. But um, you know, and learn to develop an ear. I think that's the main thing. Oh, for sure, manuscript.
I'm not to beats go crazy.
Like if you can hear on that thing, a lot of times on that rise transition, a lot of people what they do, they just smack a reverb on it. And I think a lot of times, you know, I'm not gonna say it depends on every beat, right? Some beats I have two buses down here by the mix bus. Well, it'd be like right next to the mix bus. And one of them is a parallel bus for my instrument tracks, and one is a parallel bus for my drum tracks. And that's how you get the fullness. And you route every drum sound to that parallel bus, which these are tutorials that I'll be having coming up as far as on the YouTube page. But that's what gives it that professional, that sound, that glisten, that you be like, man, that sound like that can be on the radio, or that sound like that can, and they just compress the heck out of the signal without destroying the loudness, or because a lot of times we get tricked into if it's louder it's better, right? And that's not necessarily the case. So when you're mixing, you want to have everything at a decent level. So first of all, if you won't blow your eardrum. Second of all, so you can, if you can cut it down real low and hear everything, you know you're on the right track. Another way to mix is using pink noise, which I had a couple of videos that, and I revisit that, but that's a quick way of mixing. So it's so many different ways, man. And then some people just ear it all the way through. So it just depends. So we're gonna have a transition here. This one is already a transition when it drops, so I'm not gonna worry about that. We got a transition here. And then we want one. I want one here. Like on this hey, I'm gonna put a delay on it because I want it to stretch out to the end of that. So it's like hey, boom, then it drops. For me, the rule of thumb is every time I drop out an instrument, that creates a different energy. It creates, and it really just depends on the artist. And when they, you know, they rapping or whatever, and you feel that energy. So whatever the energy of the song, whenever I drop out something to bring space, I always put a transitional piece in there, so it's easier. It carries over to the next portion, right? So, like I put one here simply because on the next verse the bass drops out. Okay. So you will see how that sounds. And from here I put it here basically just because you're coming from an intro right into the hook. It's different ways to arrange, but this is how I mostly do it. Sometimes I go right into the verse, just depends what the artist want. And this is a way of doing it, but I'm gonna show you another way too. Another way of doing it is to simply, once you get the normally I bounce these down, but the reason I'm not bouncing them down right now because a lot of times I go in and I might change some of the notes, MIDI notes or whatever. So I try not to right away unless I'm like, oh, I'm gonna roll with this, and then that's it. So, all right. Sometimes you don't even need a clap there. I'm gonna mute that out, and we just gonna break it, and let's just see how it sounds. See where we go from there. Let me see. See, that simple just drop, just boom, drops. And it gives the ears a break, and then it goes right into the next thing without the bass, right? So coming from here to here, you have a different transitional pieces that you can actually use, right? To make it easier on the ear. Because we have what we call hurt frequencies when it's too high, right? So this is what the whole mixing process is. Again, unless you are going for that particular sound, because there's really no rules. But what your ears, what you perceive, and what you want to get out as a producer or a beat maker. Whether you just make beats or you actually produce, whatever the case is, that's how I go. Another thing you can do is right at that break, you can put a tape stop, right? So it's dun 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 choom. And then that's another transitional piece that you can use. You can, oh man, it's so many different things that you can do for a transitional piece. Once, especially once your whole creativity changes once you change these MIDI notes to wave files, because you can do so much with wave files. Like you can, if you want to reverse it, reverse it. If you want to chop it up and sample it in a different way, you can do that. Man, it's so many different things that you can do. Which I am going to bounce them down, but don't, like I said, the only reason I'm not bouncing them down is because I think I want to change a couple of things, on it. But that's one way of doing a transitional, right? From one to another. Now we can use this one now, but I'm gonna use it right there. It's almost okay. The best way to put it is like how I look at transitional pieces. It's almost like we all know music talk to itself, right? It's question answer, right? um that's what mostly music is. That's why you have counter melodies, because you want somebody is saying, hey, how you doing today? The other person saying, hey, I'm good, right? That's what makes up music, the balance of music. So for me, the transitional pieces acts um acts in that way, if that makes sense. It introduces, it's like this first part. This first part, I'm gonna use this as an example. This is asking the question. And then when it hits the transition, it's gonna answer it with the bass, right? Different energy. So now he answering. He's telling you what's up. Then it goes right back to the and that's pretty much how I get down, man. And then basically I take all this, um, I bounce it down to wave files, I mix it, um, master it. In a lot of my videos, you would see me mix and master on Twitch and on YouTube. You can go check it out. Some of the previous lives or whatever. Um, but basically, that's how I come up with a beat. You know what I mean? You just start off playing around on the keyboard, get a nice melody. You layer that melody, especially with trap. You know what I mean? Like the last one I released on TikTok, that's a little bit more structured as far as you want the instruments to sound a certain way. You want that vintage feel. But this one here is a trap style. So layering your melody line is very important with the right sounds. With the right sounds. And if you do that, man, I mean, is you can really come up with some banging sounds. But like I said, the real test, um, because I know beat makers that come up with this and be like, "Hey, I came up with a fire beat." You know what I mean? And then it takes the producer or the mix engineer or whoever to take those stems and mix them. Um, I've been mixing for a long time, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to mix. It's just one of those things that your ear eventually just develop. I remember when I first started producing, I used to hear people say that. You know what I mean? When I couldn't pick up on chords, when I didn't know any music theory, it ain't like today. Today, you don't have to have no music theory at all. It helps, but I mean, it's so many loops, it's so many programs that assist, right? And I applaud it because it makes it so much easier to make a beat, especially if you're making it out of a business. But personally, I like the old school, what you see on your screen now. That meaty, you playing everything, because I believe it represents you. It's your signature. You feel me? So that's just that's my take on it. But I do both ways. You know what I mean? I use loops because sometimes I get an artist, hey man, this loop, I like this loop. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so boom, I throw the loop in. We add some chords to it and see where it go from there. But hey man, this is much love, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, staying on, and watching this show, man. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll make another beat. I'm gonna start mixing this tonight. Mix a little bit more of it tomorrow. This will be the one that'll be released on TikTok tomorrow. Because what I'm trying to do now is just build a catalog. It's a bigger catalog. So I'm doing 1 or 2 beats a day. You know what I mean? To build up real quick. So um, and I want y'all to be a part of that as well. So that's one of the reasons why I started the live. You know what I mean? To start a community for people, like-minded people who want to learn. You know what I mean? And understand what producers go through and beat makers go through making beats and different things of that nature. But hey, man, I'm really humbled, appreciative. Everybody that showed up um, and learned something. I hope everybody. I hope I want to. Every time I air, I want somebody to learn something. So I hope y'all that came across and y'all can take something from this and go make some bangers, man. All right, man. Peace out to everybody. And once again, thank you for all the support, man. Much love.